What is not going on with my camera? Oh, I know why. That is on me. Hold on. That is on me. All right. Should be coming back anytime now. Hope everybody's not that. There we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome out. Cleveland Terry Show, late edition. It's about 2 o'clock here. I had to do some morning site visits that I didn't expect to have to do. And I had to leave, and I can't really change the timing because I wasn't really sure exactly what time I was going to do it. So that leaves me missing my 10 o'clock show. So I hope you guys are okay with it. I am so sorry. I might have to stand up today just so I can avoid the squeaks. I don't want anybody commenting on my squeakiness because, you know, I know that's a thing, but I won't move at all. See, the squeaks are from me moving because I like to move. I'm animated. See, like I'm always just like, I gotta turn my fan on. It's about 83 degrees here in Ventura County. It's been like 50 degrees every day for the past 2 weeks. So we are finally at a warming, which is great. But that means I got to turn fans on now, and this fan is not on, so I'm going to turn that on in just a minute. But we are here. We're having a great time. I've taken in all my meetings. I will work in exchange for your Reign 57 MK2. Dude, why? You don't want a Reign 57? That's pointless. You can't use it with anything. You'd have to buy a little box anyway to get it to work. And if you're using it as just a analog mixer, they're not the greatest analog mixers. You'd be better off trying to find a 56. You know, TTM. I circled yes. Anyway, my laptop is old. Well, I'm not in the business of giving away mixers, so I'm sorry. But I can tell you this, it should be dirt cheap. It should literally be dirt cheap if you can find one. I sold one to Guitar Center. No, was it 57? No, Guitar Center wouldn't take that one. I sold a 62 to Guitar Center, and I think they gave me like, I want to say like $350, $400, somewhere around there. So that 57 should be dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Let's see who's calling me now. Anyway, so hope everybody's having a great time. We're going to just kind of wait around here for a minute for everybody to just get on. I said I move squeakily. Hear that? That's my squeak. So I do have to get my fan on. So enjoy my squeak for a minute. Okay, that is better. That is better. It's going to start getting warm in here. Not in here, but just my office is generally the warmest part of the house because, well, I have all of this stuff. My lighting vibe is off. Man, I am not doing anything right today. Let's get that going too. There we go. All right. Need to get water. Anyway, my room generates a lot of heat because obviously I'm running in the panels. I got lights over here. I got lights behind me. I got lights over here. I have a light right here that I never use right here. And then the monitors generate heat also. People don't realize that, like, your TV monitors, I mean, the newer ones are probably a little cooler. Like the one I bought to replace the one that died on me. I set up over here. First off, it was like 5 pounds. It's stupid how light these things are now. But that was one thing. But then when I hung it up, I didn't like the way the resolution looked. from the computer. That's the computer right there. I didn't like the way it looked. So I swapped my desktop. I had a 42-inch monitor on my desk, and this is a 40. So I put the 40 on my desk. I took the 42 and put it over here, and like magic, resolution's like perfect again. So very happy about this one. Hopefully I won't have to swap it out again. Hopefully it won't just die on me. Funny thing is, both of the monitors that died were both LG. The one that died in here, and I had an LG in my living room, or I guess, I don't know, man room or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that just died out, just big pop and died. So, I've had them for a long time, but I've also had my Sonys for a long time. And, my Sonys have been rock solid. Take with that what you will. No, I'm not on CPT time. I'm on making money time. Some people get confused with that, but making money is where I am. And I have to put money sometimes over meetings. You know, not money. Yeah, not money over meetings, because that's exactly what I did do. So, thank you guys for hanging out today. This is going to be a quick question and answers type thing. So, if you have any questions, I saw some chatter. I have not been online at all, but I saw some chatter in the comments from earlier today about the WMX. Is there a WMX update today? I saw one when I was in the Bay Area, and I opted to not update while I was in the Bay. I'm like, I should probably wait until I get home. WMX1 update 2.0. All right. Is there another update? Anyway, so I've updated the 2.0, but I haven't really taken advantage. Here we go. New update coming. These are all old. There's no update. You guys lied to me. The comment section lied to me, and that's okay. Hopefully we get some. Okay, let's see here. 2 revisions today. It's boring. Hey, you know what? I'm okay with that, because, hey, at least they're working on it. You know, it's actually very interesting, because just a few years ago, there were, I don't know if there's going to be a CT video. I didn't even know this existed, in all honesty. I'll have to check, but it's interesting because just a few years ago, you know, there was like, the ADJ stuff, and then maybe like a Light Rider, and then maybe the Chevy, you know, the Express or whatever. But in general, nothing was like out there. Then SoundSwitch came along and kind of changed the whole game. And then, you know, obviously WMX, and then Maestro. Now everybody's just like running back and forth. It's kind of like the iPhone versus Android debate. You know, they're all coming out with hardware and or software functionality that is the same across the board. So it's very interesting. Now you just kind of have to pick who you want. And even if another controller, another software update comes out and gives you something new, all you have to do is wait. And then I'm sure your WMX, your DMX of choice, not WMX of choice, your DMX of choice will update. It would be nice if WMX made a visual app for the iPad. Yeah, I can see that a little bit. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't. Why does it have to be iPad though? Why can't it be just like your standard computer? I guess that's my question. Because you know, if you do it with the iPad, now you have to deal with a whole bunch of driver issues and everything else. So it'd be great for the iPad, but now you have to build an iPad. You got to build the stuff in, and hopefully it can communicate properly. There's a lot more for the iPad. So assuming that the Visualizer app is something, we'll see. We'll see. No, I have to go to WMX and I have to see what they've done because that's the kind of guy I am. Wolf Mix. And it is very weird. All right, let's see here. Trying to see, did they put the... Sorry, I'm on their site right now. I should probably be on the site with you so you don't think I'm growing crazy. Okay, let's see here. I might have to go too. I'm starting to do more things, and now I think I'm going to have to. All right, let's check support and see if they've done anything over here. Of course not. They don't need to make it easy. I don't have like a support page that kind of tells you what's happening. Anyway, and nothing local. Yeah, sorry. All the talk I talk about and I'm not on here. How dare they? Yeah, so bottom line here is I don't know what the updates are. I don't know what they've done, and they don't do a good job of like telling you what they've updated, which is very annoying. Anyway, sorry, no update. This is a great firmware update. Would they update? You know what I mean? Like, I know there's a forum. I think if you go to ADJ, their forum is better. Well, they have a forum, I should say. WMX1 forum. All right, here we go. ADJ. Good old ugly ADJ website. And their forum is terrible. Huh. Okay. Anyway, I'm bored. I'm bored. Oh, so they've finally done the automatic preset thing. Finally. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I know that sounds a little like anticlimactic, but in general, I think one of the things that people who've been using the WMX or people who've been using anything, Sound Switch or all these things, and they've kind of developed their own way of doing things, that the updates, you find yourself just not really using a lot of the features because you've kind of made your workflow a certain way. And it changes your workflow a little bit. So I think some people are going to be like, okay, but I will try when it finally comes. When it finally comes out. What's this week? I might have to use something else this week. There are several quality of life updates Really? They're going to pay my bills? Sweet. I'll take that. No, I'm sure there are. But the fact is, nobody can tell me. Nobody can tell me what these things are. Everybody's like, it's good stuff. I knew about the pages, but like, what else? In fact, did I shoot a video I might have shot a video at NAMM about that, and I just never posted it. Anyway, so I'm going to share. I might make a video about this. I'm not really sure because I'm not watch the vid on stream, send them to sleep. That's one of my nighttime. Like I watch videos to kind of go to sleep, and my videos are always like astronomy, universe type stuff, astrophysics. All right, I'll figure this out right now. Speaking of quality of life, should be quality of life. That should be quality of life. All right. While I'm here and talking to you, I'm going to go into my profile here and figure out what's going on in my power settings while I am here. So while you are looking at me do this, if you have any questions about gear, anything gear related, if I've missed something from the last couple of weeks, now is the time to put it out there and let me know so I can answer those questions. Like I said, this isn't going to be a super long one. I always say that, but I really hope that's the case today. Okay, slightly dim on batteries, prevent automatic sleeping on power adapter, wait for network access, optimize video streaming while on battery. All right, let's go back to my display and see if it's in there. I just like the fact of how they changed the settings in the new Mac updates. They're very, very annoying. Like pass through edge of a display to connect a nearby Mac, automatically connect. Yeah, they've taken away the how long you can keep it on when it's not plugged in. Like it kind of ignores it ignores certain functions. Like it just kind of like hides them when they're not active. And that's kind of annoying because my camera went down again when this HDMI that happens to be plugged in to this ATEM, unless I try to freeze it up. I mean, it honestly could be the ATEM. The ATEM could be dying a little bit here. It's possible. But anyway, that's input 4. Yeah, look at that. Oh, wait a minute. I think I found it. I think it's the cable. I think the cable is bad. So it's sending out bad information. Because the cable's not plugged in right now. Okay. All right. I think I found it. I'm not going to tell you the truth or not, but I think I found it. Developer mode. Waiting on the new Rain 1. Yeah, I think we're all waiting on the new Rain 1. I mean, what are we in May? Almost mid-May. So they were promising around June. It's coming, guys. You don't need to ask me when the Algorithm DJ review is coming. You'll see it on the page. It'll literally be there. And then that's how you know. Until then, I'm trying. I'm trying, people. I'm trying. I mean, there's an option. I mean, there's literally an option here. I can just stop and do nothing for like a month and a half. And then once I get out of the remaining 75 events in the next 6 weeks, then I can get everything done. It'll be the summer. I'll be able to work on that stuff. But until then, my schedule is insane. My meeting schedule, my site visits, because we are a full production team, full production company, lighting, visual, all of it. We do it all. DJs, everything. So it just takes a lot from me. And to top it off, a lot of the clients are just kind of dumb right now. And what I mean by that is, like, we have all of these things in place to get ahead of our busy month. Okay. Like, the questionnaires go out 2 months before, and the music questionnaire goes out a month before. And every questionnaire that goes out automatically says, hey, schedule your final meeting, use this thing, click on the link, go here. They disregard it. I had one today calling me. He's like, hey, I need the link. First off, he goes, I need the link to schedule my meeting, or I need to schedule talk about my party, which happens to be this weekend. Stop right there and back up. His questionnaires weren't getting filled out. So we were like, hey man, what's going on? We need your questionnaires. We need to be able to we need to be able to book your staff and the equipment that you need, all this stuff. Hey man, what's going on? No response. I pick up the phone, I call like 4 times. Look, this is nothing personal, but you gave us your deposit and you've been like non-existent. We got to get this, or I can't book your people. Nothing, right? Then on like Sunday of like maybe 4 or 5 days later, or it could have been Monday morning, he calls and is like, hey, don't worry. I'm going to take care of it now. I'm going to take care of it now. Now, in the questionnaires, all those questionnaires literally say, schedule your meeting, schedule your meeting, schedule your meeting. It's in every signature. Today, he emails and says, hey, I need the link to schedule the meeting. So my partner sends it to him. He goes, hey, there are no meetings anymore for the rest of the day. And my party's this weekend. Like, sometimes it feels like your children. When people say to me, well, hey, there's no more meetings. My party's this weekend. Like, was that this is me just talking right now. Okay. This is not me, the company man. This is me, the human being. Is it my fault that you waited until the last minute to get everything done, even though we've been trying to connect with you for the past month? Now you want me to change everything that I do so you can get your phone call because you didn't want to listen. That's very, very frustrating. And I got to go into this thing being just like, hey, no worries. Let's just talk real quick. And then I guarantee you he's going to give me 50 questions that he should have asked months ago. And now I have to jump through hoops to make it happen. I know it's a part of the business. That's why I'm just saying this. I know it's a part of the business. I know this is how people are, but still, it's dumb. It's dumb. I got school parties with low budgets that we've booked things on, and the planner is talking about like, well, who's available? And I sent her the video. I'm like, these are the 3 people available on this day. Again, not guaranteed, just available, requested. So that's T Diesel. That's funny. So I sent her the people, and she goes, oh, we want to request this MC. Cool, no problem. I will put him down as your request. And they reply, no. They want to make sure that that's the person. Like, you don't have that power. Stop trying to change my business into your business. It's not the same. Just because you want it doesn't mean that as a company, I have to provide that to you. I think sometimes clients want to assume what they want to assume, even though you've told them many times, well, this is how my business works and whatnot. Like I had a client that that booked us and asked for a person. So here's our rule for booking in general. We have two different price points. One for requested, which you don't pay an additional charge. And then two for the one where you absolutely want to have that person. You don't want anybody else. That's a higher price. I think I've said this before. So they booked the requested version. Cool. Right. And I tell them, look, if somebody comes in, I'm going to come back to you and say, what do you want to do? Do you want to pay the upgrade, or do you want to just pick another one of our MCs that are still available? That's it. Anyway, so lady comes back. So I have the client, and I have another client coming in, and that's what they want. So I send the email, hey, just letting you know that there's another client that does want them in the premium. So let me know what you want to do. Lady flips out. What are you talking about? This is bait and switch. How dare you? You didn't even give me a chance or the opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, this is the opportunity. I'm trying to do this. And like four paragraphs of just unnecessary words. And the bottom line here is that it is not my fault that you aren't listening to what I'm saying. It's not my fault that you are not reading your contract. I've only had to say, you really need to look at your contract in the past 17 years, maybe a handful of times, less than 5, because I'm very clear up front. Like, these are the rules. I don't want you to get into something that you're not sure about, and then you're confused later on, and now I have to like figure out everything. No, I'm going to tell you what the rules are up front. No confusion. You know, well, I really want this person. Well, look, and I'll tell them, like, this person right here, you're going to have to get them on the guarantee. There's no way around it. They're going to get guaranteed. I'm going to have to make this conversation anyway. So, when that happens, we have to still remain professional and like nice. and we know they're wrong. They know they're wrong. But it's just one of those things. I'm not a big fan of, I've never been a fan of the client is always right. I think that's trash. I'd never agreed with that. Trevor Nelson looks like you, dude. Hold on, let me make the chat a little bigger here, so I can see what everybody's saying. There we go. Okay. So I'm nice, but at a certain point, I've had to say only a couple of times, you need to look at your contract. You know, you need to review your contract. It's not my fault that you didn't review your contract. And my contract is very clear. Like, I don't use a lot of legalese. You know, we've changed the wording so it's simple for people to understand, or give examples so there's no confusion. But if you just choose, it's the same people that, you know, you send them everything and they got the payment and how to pay and all the options, and then they come back and say, well, how do I pay? Or there is a fee, a credit card fee, basically a digital transaction fee for anything that's like not Zelle or check. There's a fee on top of it. Well, and then they'll pay using their credit card. And I've had people come back and say, oh, wait a minute. That I didn't want to pay that fee. Refund it. And I'll pay via cash or Zelle or check. Like, I don't, me personally, I would never get into a contract where I'm spending thousands of dollars and not review the contract. It's very bizarre to me, but I do have a lot of very, very wealthy clients. Anyway. Okay. So let's see here. DJ Cruz says, where did my chat go? Okay. I have a Prime 4, and I've noticed that since the past few updates, the screen seems to be a bit laggy and slow to respond to touch after about a couple of hours use. Is it just mine or an older Prime 4 thing? I can't answer that because I don't use my Prime on a weekly basis. I have it here. It's literally sitting right over there, but I don't use it on a weekly basis. I mean, in general, just software companies across the board, your Android phone, your iPhone, typically speaking, every software update will slow down your computer or your controller. Typically speaking, most of the time, hopefully it's nominal, but I wouldn't put it past the fact that your Prime 4, the age of your Prime 4 is the reason. Shouldn't be, but it's very possible. But I don't know. All right, let me move this back over here so I can see everything. Whoa. Well, Philip, that's kind of the joke because wealthy people make assumptions, which for the most part are good assumptions. One of the assumptions is, well, I pay you good money for you to do a good job. I'm not going to be all over you. That's a wealthy mentality, and I welcome that. But then there's that other side of the wealthy mentality where they just think they know more than you and everything about it. Those ones I can't stand. The worst one, and it's not even their fault. It is a party planner thing. But no, I don't want to restart my stupid computer. I can't stand Windows. My biggest issue with party planners is when they come in, and let's just say, for instance, you've already booked, the client already called you a year ago and booked everything. They book all the stuff through you. Party planner comes in and is like, first off, stop talking to my client. Everything goes through me now. And I'm like, everything goes through you now. Who are you? You're not my client. You represent the client, but there are certain things that the client needs to answer that you can't answer. You know, questionnaires will go out and they'll try to just like half-ass their comments. And I'm just like, I need the client to see this. If you want to see afterwards, that's fine. If you want to be involved in the questionnaire, in the correspondence, that's fine. But you cannot prevent the client from seeing the stuff we need from them. They were mature enough to book us. They could be mature enough to answer a questionnaire or two. The Prime 4 has a fan, Philip. Yes. I mean, the Denon Prime Go has a fan, and I've never had it slow down on me. So I don't know. There more information needs to happen before we can really assume what the problem is. So yeah, so party planners like to take over, and I'm just like, we can't do that. So now we've changed the ruling, makes it easy. My biggest complaint from party planners is when they call me and they're like, hey, I have a client that I'm booking. And first off, the client usually calls that party planner because they were going to book us anyway. I have a client that's booking. Okay, cool. This is the package we're going to send. Okay, cool. All right. So I need the client's email. Oh no, send everything through me. And I say, the client's going to need to see it and sign it. Just send everything through me and I'll do it. So we send it. This is before. So we send everything through them. What happens within like 2 days? Hey, can you change the name to reflect the client and change the email? Lady, I just told you that 2 days ago. I already knew what was going to happen. And then like, the questionnaires will go out. They'll go out to the party planner. They won't touch anything. They'll leave it alone. And then the music questionnaire will go out. And then they won't answer it. They won't send it to the client. And then I get a call. Hey, we need to schedule a meeting. Oh, what's it for? We need to talk about music. Did they get my music questionnaire? Oh, they didn't. That's why we have this unnecessary meeting. And I don't mind meetings, but those meetings take longer than they need to be because they're just not, they need to communicate everything. Don't play Kanye. If you looked at my questionnaire, you see it says there, we don't play Kanye. Don't do this, don't do that. It's already on the questionnaire. Okay. Anyway, I love DJs. DJs love to try to help when they have no information. Everything here is just speculation. Everything. For all we know, you got corrupt files and it's slowing it down. I mean, who knows? It could be anything. So before I go quick to judgment, no, we don't play R. Kelly either. We haven't played R. Kelly in decades. You can play whatever you want. That's fine. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. All I'm saying is that a company that focuses on bar and bat mitzvahs probably not playing Kanye. And if you are dumb. Now, you want to play it at a nightclub, you want to play it wherever, that's fine. But like, I've removed Kanye so far from my list. I have to like make a mental note when I'm playing at a club. If I'm going to play, you know, one of his songs, I got to go, okay, I got to remember. But even then, I played in clubs before and I watch people and I'm like, they don't really want to hear this, because I think Kanye has gone past just being like an anti-Semite. I think when he was just an anti-Semite, people were more allowing, because this isn't a racial thing or anything, but I think that when it doesn't affect people of whatever that race, and this happens with black people, meaning when things happen to black people versus when things happen to, if it's not your race, I feel like a lot of people are just like, it doesn't have anything to do with me, you know? So they don't typically care. But I care. I care about people. I care about your character. I know people say you got to separate the music from the artist. That is true. And for some things I do. But for not for that though. Not for that. Not for me. Not for me. TD is all. I'm just saying he's giving a lot of reasons for people to hate him. That's all I'm saying. Like, even the people that were on the fence are like, come on, man. Come on. You know, that's all I'm saying. You're not watching a replay, Stevie. It is me. I am here. Welcome. I'm here for the next, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, see, everybody's still trying to help. You don't know if it's downgrading. We don't know what it is. You might have him downgrade and it gets worse. His processor might be overheating. It might be as simple as that. You know, if the Prime 4 is an older controller, these things happen. These things happen. But how far do you downgrade? I'm sure he doesn't remember when it started to slow down. I think he's saying that it's been incrementally slowing down every update. And that's the same for anything. You know, if you install like your original iPhone OS, your phone runs faster than, 5 to 7 updates later. So, you know who doesn't care? Who doesn't care about any music? Hispanics. Hispanics, that group or man could have killed all the brown people and they'd still be like, play my song. The Hispanics don't care. Middle Eastern people do not care. Like, even when Michael Jackson was going down and America was like, don't play Michael anymore. Like, that was happening for a while. Not the Middle Eastern people. They were like, you better play some Michael. They don't care. And every group is different. You just have to know who you're selling to know what you can and can't get away with. But like, and the funny thing about bar and bat mitzvahs that we do, dust could be an issue. It's very possible. Yeah. It's funny about bar and bat mitzvahs because like, it's always the parents and the adults that are like, don't play Kanye. And then they send me their music list, the kids' music list, because we always ask for it. There's like Kanye songs all over the place. And then I have to say, hey guys, we don't play Kanye. And it's the funniest thing because they will sit there and I'll say, we don't play Kanye. And the moms will be like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that. And I'm sitting there like, you could have just told him he can't play any Kanye. Like, you could have done that. You know what I mean? Like, it was right there. You can just say, now I have to say we don't play Kanye, so you don't look like the bad parent. I'll be the bad parent. I don't care. We're not playing that. Like my favorite client ever. My favorite client ever. This was probably 15 years ago. 15 years ago. We're sitting in his house. It's in Beverly Hills, big ass mansion. And bar mitzvah. And I'm sitting there with mom, dad, and the son. And we're talking about grand entrances and how they want to come in. And he's like, I want to come into this song, right? I'm not gonna say the song yet. And his dad goes, no. We're not coming out to that. We're not coming out to that. And and the kid's like, come on, dad. This is, everybody's doing that, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, we're not coming out to that song. Son, you are a white kid from Beverly Hills. We're not playing Chief Keef as your grand entrance and scaring your grandparents. I fell out. And I'm like, that's true. That's true. Because optics are a thing. So Neuralink just said that Danny Diggs removed everything and anything that had to do with Diddy on all the music. That's fine to a point. But for certain people, just hearing the music is triggering. So it still doesn't change the fact that like I can't play it, because the moment I play, like Mo Money, Mo Problems, even if he's not in there, they're going to be like, oh, I said no. And I'm like, no, he's not. I don't have time to explain to a crowd that there's no Diddy in there. You know what I mean? I don't have time for that, because every time they're going to assume that. I have an edit for American Boy, which I remove Kanye from, full on edit. And even every so often when I play it, there's always this look up first. Like, and I'm just like, so it doesn't matter. So the question is, how much do I even want to deal with that? I'd rather just not play it. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Mac Joseph in the house. No, that's all I'm saying. Everybody's different. But yeah, absolutely, Lehman. Malibu Most Wanted moment. Hilarious. There's certain things I just won't forget, and that's one of them, because it was, and we ended up we did his daughter's bat mitzvah afterwards, and great family, great family. But I just thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, so that's fine, Keith. I mean, that's protecting yourself that way. If they don't click it, you have the option to play it. I agree with you. We just say we don't play it. We don't play Diddy. We don't play Kanye. We still play Michael, unless you absolutely tell us to not play Michael. Because Michael, he didn't get convicted. It's a he said, she said thing right now. I find it funny. I find it very funny that, speaking of Diddy, that the Diddy trial is going on. And basically nobody knows anything. The trial is happening. It started this week. They're doing a panel, not panel deliberation, but juror choices. But yeah, selection. But it's been real quiet online with Diddy. They really are concerned. They really are concerned that he's going to bring up some real drama, and they want to be able to control that information. They really do. Cassie, that was enough. For most people, when they saw that, that's why I don't understand. And we'll talk about that too, Lehman. I don't understand how anybody can be like, play Diddy. I can separate the music from the man when the man beat up a girl on camera. Like, I don't see how that makes any sense for me. But everybody else has got their thing. It's just, I got principles. I'm old school. I don't want to cancel people. I don't believe in cancel culture, but I believe in dumbasses. And I don't play dumbass people's music. And if he's going to cause me more drama than just to not play it, I'd rather just not play it. I do play Biggie. Biggie didn't do anything. So I play Biggie. Absolutely. Where are the Epstein files? Where are they? They're supposed to be released right when the president got into office. They got them. Then they redacted everything and didn't release all of them, just pieces. Where are they? If you're not involved, why are you so concerned? I play Kesha too. Yeah, and kill the P. Diddy. Absolutely. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've just learned. It's funny. I haven't played Kanye in a long time. Hasn't changed my ability to DJ. You know, I haven't played Puffy. Hasn't changed my ability to DJ. That's all I'm saying. We're DJs. It's 2025. There's thousands of songs that you can play in exchange of Diddy or Kanye. Thousands of songs. Yeah, no, that's true. I know if you're at a club, you let it go more. You let it go more. Okay. I do a lot of events for religious families, very religious families, and I will often have to find creative ways of censoring songs. Big ones are Walk This Way, and it's tricky. Yeah, I stem out tricky all the time. In fact, when I was doing the party this weekend, I was working the wall. I realized that the DJ that was on, one of our DJs, doesn't stem it out, and I was like, "Oh, it sounds bad," you know. But to each their own. I pull out stuff all the time, all the time. It's just safer that way, you know. It's just safer. Okay. I have Yeezy and Serato. I got tons of Yeezy. That's funny though. Still, one of the best songs from them. Anyway, and that video is insane. The video is insane, but still, it's hard. I wish I could play that in a club. That'd be great. I had an Asian sorority insist on playing YG, my hitter, but the dirty one as a walkout. Hey, to each their own. To each their own. To each their own. No song hits hard enough for me to compromise my morals. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm a big fan of that. Okay, let's see here. I play Drake still. Drake was not convicted of anything. Drake was accused in a rap battle. So, yeah, I still play Drake all the time. Okay, let's see here. I still drop Bump and Grind. Yeah, I just stay away from R. Kelly. I have one edit, this remix that I have it's actually a Bump and Grind edit, but it doesn't actually go into Bump and Grind. It just has the beginning. And then people stop and look at me like, are you fucking crazy? And I only do this. I only play this like at clubs. And then when and there's just one thing that you should know parts that the producer takes that sample and then just like samples the hell out of it and turns it into an EDM house song. And it doesn't go back to it. It just takes like clips of it. That's more of a joke than serious, but I just love, kind of trolling the crowd. So here's the thing. And I agree with you, Scott. I do. Okay. So for instance, during 2020, no, was it 2020? Yeah, 2020. No, it was before 2020. The Me Too movement. I think it was like 18. During the Me Too movement, and I need to preface this before I piss off somebody. I'm a firm believer and not taking advantage of people, especially using your power and all that stuff. Okay. I'm a firm believer in that. And if you did it, you need to pay the price, and then you can move on. The whole point is you're guilty and you pay the price. But if you're not guilty, I shouldn't have to change my entire way of life because somebody accused you. If you got off, you got off. One of those guys, one of those people in particular, is like Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey hit the Me Too movement and he got accused of all these things. He got fired and blacklisted, but he never actually got, he never had any jail time. If he went to court, he might have settled out of court, but nothing legally like damning. I've never seen a House of Cards, but I hear it's one of the best shows ever produced. I want to see House of Cards. One of my favorite movies is, I just say that and it literally left my brain. Usual Suspects. Usual Suspects, one of my favorite movies. The Ref. One of my favorite Christmas movies. There's seven. One of my favorite movies of all time. I still watch them. You know what I don't watch? I don't really watch any Mel Gibson films because he's on video. I saw it as proof. Yeah. There's a lot of why is my daughter calling me right now? Okay, hold on. Let me just tell her to go walk because I was not supposed to be picking her up today. Okay. So yeah, Baby It's Cold Outside. Baby It's Cold Outside. Pretty much any R&B song out of the 80s and 90s. They're all bad. All bad. The 70s had some terrible songs that if you actually listen to the words, you shouldn't play them. So we can't be hypocrites now when the kids are listening to music that is just being a little more upfront with it. That's hypocritical. Superman Returns was trash. I did like one part of Superman Returns, a couple of parts. The plane in the beginning, that was brilliant. And then when he was saving the planet when they first started building the new island, the new land. Those two. After that, meh. He was good, but I'm actually interested to see what Nicholas Hoult can do as Lex Luthor, because he's very talented and he looks like him. I'm feeling it. Never liked, what's his face? I don't know why they put him as Lex Luthor in Batman versus Superman. That was a terrible casting. Terrible casting. Okay. Mac Justice says, I was at an event this past weekend and I was using the Numark MixStream Pro Go and it died. Had to play through the laptop. You mean died like even when it was plugged in died? Oh, I see. So you were running battery powered and it died. Yeah, I've made this complaint. I actually made this complaint like years ago when I first started messing with it. Because when you're playing it through Serato or Algorithm or Virtual DJ, the battery indicator is gone. Is gone because there's no hardware battery indicator. It's only a software battery indicator. And once you give it to one of these software companies, it's gone. So it can just die and you'd have no idea that it died. That they need to put hardware hardware diodes just sitting there. That's it. Would have been easy. And it doesn't have a regular IC plug. There's a lot of little things that can be annoying, which I understand and agree with. That's just where we are, though. That's just where we are. Oh, by the way, guys, just so we know, this showed up on my door yesterday. Haven't even messed with it yet. I have a condom in a condom. I really believe in safe shooting. Have not opened it up yet. Have not done anything with it yet. But I bought one. We'll see how it works. when sometimes you buy things and you're just like, we'll see. Like that's how I feel about this. Like, we'll see. I don't know. I'll use it this weekend. Yeah, that's about, I mean, the MixStream Go, I did a test on it. Actually, I think I have an Instagram video on it. So make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at Cleveland Terry with an underscore. I think brand new out of the box, just DJing in the box without Wi-Fi. I think it lasted for right around, I think it was like almost 4 hours. Almost 4 hours. If it's on Wi-Fi, it lasted for like 3 hours and 15 minutes. If you use the computer, it does take more power out of it, obviously. But it's if you're going to use it in the box, if you really want the maximum power, it's better to just use the Denon software to run it. The speaker drains it too. It shouldn't. What do you mean the speaker drains it too? It shouldn't drain it at all. I mean, in reality, the outputs are always pushing out. You're not actually, I mean, I guess technically if you increase the volume, it increases the ampage. Maybe. It's kind of a stretch. It's kind of a stretch. Well, the problem is, Drew, especially with the MixStream Pro, is it uses a proprietary cord. It uses one of those tips, little silver tips. So you have to make sure. And not all of them are created equal, because I have multiple boxes. Because it's not a wall wart. It plugs in and it has a little, a little box right here, a converter box right there. But like I have so many of those just sitting around the house. Most of them won't power it. It needs to be a certain voltage and it won't power it. Not even a laptop child charger, Neuralink. It's a PC style charger, because Macs don't use that. Macs are USB-C or their standard I forget what the hell that thing's called. Anyway, the pop off. You can use a third-party charger, but it has to be specific to that. Like, I don't know why they don't go IEC. I mean, I know why. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to go IEC. And for some of these things, it's just better. Also for like things like the Denon Prime Go, if you were to go, it's cheaper not to go IEC. If you were to go IEC, then typically power is built into the system. So now you have to account for space. Okay. All that stuff is in the system. MagSafe. Thank you. Still love MagSafe, and it charges faster, but USB-C should be the standard on all devices. All devices. I'm sure you got, my MacBook power brick is that 125 watt one. It'll power anything if I need it to. So we need to go to USB-C and stop messing around. Just stop messing around. Anyway. Okay. Music by Rami. Which JBL subwoofer do you say packs a punch that your partner uses? That's the 900. JBL SRX 900. It's great. It's great. 900. I don't know if I'm going to use this. I'm still trying to understand how it can give you a full 360 degrees. I'm still trying to understand that. Like, if it's shooting this way, I'll find out soon enough. But if it's shooting this way, you got a camera forward, you got a camera behind, and then you have this, super wide. What about over here? Does this come out as clear and as straight on? Or is it kind of warped and then the computer software is adjusting the warping? That's all. Also, I know that you can use as mirrors inside. Thank you, Neuralink. Thank you very much. And I also noticed that it's still PC. It's not a PC. It's still, you can edit it from your phone because it's got all the smart work. Neuralink had said that last week. It has all the smart AI features to allow you to move it over. Do you have to pull, and look, guys, I know I'm asking questions that I can answer myself, but you're here. Does it have to download to your phone first before you can edit it? Or can you edit it right from the device and then export it to your phone only? That's my question. And then the last question I have is, do they make a software for the Mac? Or is it just a plugin using like DaVinci? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know DaVinci Resolve has the plugin, but it's all still keyframes. I don't want to do keyframes. I just want to go, I want to see this side, and I want to see this side, and I want to see this side. That's all I want to see. I don't want to, it's trying to do too much, but I also hate the fact that it requires your phone. I don't do my video edits on my phone. So now they do have a Mac desktop. Okay, perfect. That's just now one more software I got to have. You are my AI. You're non-existent creatures in a box that I ask questions and get answers from. Hey, you don't think I get the most basic, obvious questions from DJs out there? You don't think I don't get that every day of my life? I get so many messages where I have to be the most understanding and nicest person when I want to say, what the hell, man? What the hell? Did you just get the box and never even turn it on? Now you're at a party going, hey, I can't get this to... Come on. I don't use Premiere. I can't stand Premiere. I use either Final Cut Pro or DaVinci Resolve. I have licenses for both of them. I tend to go to DaVinci Resolve because I like their audio. I like the way they handle audio better than Final Cut. I like that better. There's no real audio adjustment. I mean, okay, if anybody has ever used it, like the Final Cut is great for anything, editing, quick editing, all the stuff. The problem is, in order to get the audio to be where you want it to be, you have to like go into each thing and drop a plugin in and do all that stuff. With DaVinci Resolve has an audio page, a dedicated audio page. And then that way I can just keep everything on a certain track and then I can just adjust the whole thing as one. That's why I prefer DaVinci. Hold on, I'm going to shut my door real quick because I hear people home. So, DaVinci Resolve, the audio sync video is good. It's better now, but nothing holds a candle via syncing more than Final Cut Pro. Final Cut, I can take 10 different videos, you know, say, and I might have it fragmented. So I got a video here, right? Where it's like 8 to 9, the video. Then I have another one. It's like, 10 o'clock over here, another one. And it legitimately puts it exactly where it's supposed to be. It syncs them up perfectly. Like, let's say I have a main 1 hour video, right? And then I start pulling the audio clips. It will sync it up perfectly and it'll just have those little boxes everywhere. There's nothing better than Final Cut with audio syncing. DaVinci Resolve is finally getting there. It's close. It's close enough, but Final Cut is amazing at syncing, Okay. Canva blocked uploading copyrighted songs. Oh, well, that sucks. I didn't know that. Yeah, Fairlight. Final Cut, Supercut. I still find it a lot of times and have to manually adjust. Yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, I don't want to do long videos on my phone. I don't want to edit long things on my phone. I want to do it from a computer. That way I can see everything and jump around and all that's. So to me, the phone thing is only for like super easy edits. But anything else, I got to do it from the computer. I even have DaVinci and Final Cut on my iPad. I don't like to edit on the iPad unless I actually have no choice. Like when I'm sitting in a dance conference and I got videos to edit, yeah, I'll do it from there because I'm just sitting there and I have more time. But if time is the issue, I work faster in a desktop. So, okay, which is better, EV ZLX 15 or iCoa 15? I don't even know the ZLX. I do know the iCoa. I know the iCoa operates above its pay grade. I know that much. So that alone, if cost or price is an issue, you're going to get a better speaker for a lower price. I do know that. Wayne says, why your DJ partner does not come on the show? Because it's the Cleveland Terry show, not the Cleveland Terry and DJ partner show. And it's not like we don't live in the same house. He'd have to come here to do that. Or we'd have to set up like I don't want to do it. And why? I'm not good enough for you now? Everything that I say, he's going to say. There's a reason why we're partners. We're partners because we see things the same way. That's why. So literally when I'm on a call with clients, because everything goes through me, I'm the front facing. When I'm on a call with clients, they're like, okay, but I need to talk to the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why? Because I need to tell them about this. Tell me. GCT and wife show would not be good. That would not be a good show. Not because she's not entertaining. But because my wife thinks she's funny. She thinks she's funny. And what do I mean by that? Uh, Anytime we're out with people, and let's say they don't I don't know, say she doesn't know them. Um, she likes to make jokes that are questionably inappropriate. So it's probably best that I don't have her on. Oh, and she hates you guys. She hates you guys. She hates you fucking nerds. And I'm using like verbatim. That is verbatim. Hey, honey, you want to come with me? What? These people? What? What are these people? Ugh. They listen to you? They like to hear you talk? Ugh. Meanwhile, my partner bro's like, no, really, they actually do. They do. You should see them at these conferences, whatever. Oh, no, I don't think so. She loves to just keep me grounded, more like underground. So no, she won't be on this show. And then my daughter would just look at herself and be like, I'm pretty. The only one that I can bring on is my son. You know, he seems to think a little better. It's good. It's good entertainment for you guys. Trash for me. I'll figure it out. I mean, I have Thursday in June when we're at Nationals in San Diego. Don't become a dance dad. Don't become a dance dad. That's all I'm saying. In June, from the 14th through the 23rd, 14th through the 23rd, 13th through the 22nd, we're going to be in a hotel doing. Oh, I see. Okay. Doing the actual competition, but they spread it out over 10 days. Yeah, Drew, I did. Yeah. But they spread it out over 10 whole days. 10 whole days that it does not need to be that long. In fact, you could get everything done in 5 days, but they keep it to 10 because they want to take your money. I have to get a hotel for 10 days. I got to be away from my home for 10 days. Now, for me, I won't be there the entire time because I have an LED wall install on the 14th. So I'm going to be here 13th, 14th. And then I guess I got to figure out what I'm going to do on Father's Day. Father's Day is during the convention. Why would you do that? Why would you schedule any type of national convention where you're gone for Father's Day? We get no love. Papa was a Rolling Stone. That's how they feel about us. So I may drive down to San Diego on Sunday, or I might just take the day for myself. That's it. So anyway, no matter what, I'll be there from Monday through Friday. And then I got to leave again because I have I'm DJing this after party on Saturday in Santa Barbara for this wedding because these people have so much money. We're booking the party, and then the after party is in a whole different area, and then we're going to hire you to DJ from 11 to 2. I'm like, you better get me a room because I'm not going home at 3 a.m. all the way from Santa Barbara. So, Father's Day. So that's my issue. That's my issue. It's just long, but I got to figure out what I want to do. I might do a multiple day thing, but yes, my son will. I don't know if my son's going to be there or not. He's technically not a dancer anymore. Maybe he can stay home and watch the house. Ha. Save some money because I would have to pay somebody for that. Anyway, I'm thinking outside the box here. Okay. How many pairs of dance shoes you purchased in 2 years? Too fucking many. Too many. Dance shoes, leotards, new dance bags. stuff they lose all the time. So much. So much. I'm over it. Okay. Let's see here. Manga, do y'all also try to avoid repeating any particular artist within the 3 hour set, for instance? Or maybe I'm making things too hard on myself as I seek ultimate variety. Okay, this is a good question. This is a good question. Finally. No. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay. Back in the day, there were rules. There were rules in place, okay? Especially at nightclubs. And one of the rules for nightclubs was you don't play artists back to back. You don't play the same artist back to back. And you don't play the same song more than once during your set. It's all changed now. It's all changed. These people do not care. Everything is so on demand that they don't understand patience anymore. So you can play that, and that's why I think a lot of DJs don't care anymore when they're the opening DJs playing everything they want to play, and then you get there and you're like, oh, I can't play any of this stuff. You've already played it. They don't care. Play it again. Play it again. It's so dumb. So I won't play the same song. Let's say I'm closing the night and I get on at, I don't know, 11:30 and I'm playing till 2. All right. If the opening DJ played that song within the last half hour, I won't play that song until 12:30, 1 o'clock. Okay. But songs back to back, I don't have a problem with. Now. Especially if like you're playing a song and then maybe it has a drop off and people are expecting you to come in with a certain part, that the rest of the song, and then you come in with another verse from a different song from the same artist. Like, that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, it just depends. You got to know your crowd. But like I said, the general population, like general, I'm not talking about like, true hip hop heads. Cause in the EDM world, you can play that same song over and over again. I went to an EDM club because one of my guys was an EDM guy. And he's like, oh, I'm DJing at this huge place in Hollywood. Anyway, I get there relatively early. He wasn't supposed to go on until about midnight, but I think I got there around 10:30. So they had multiple DJs on. They were all doing like a half hour or 45-minute sets, which I don't know how you do a full any EDM in a half hour. That's like 6 songs. Anyway, here's the funny part about this. Every single DJ, completely disregarded what the other DJ played. And I heard like whatever hot song was like at that point in time, they all played it in every one of their sets. And it's not new crews every hour. It just depends on the venue. Some venues, people get there early and they stay. Some venues, you get the older people that get there early, and then you get the new people that get there, after midnight. So it just depends. It depends on the venue. If it's like a bar, like an actual, like almost like a dive bar or a bar crawl type thing where there's multiple clubs, on the strip or the street, then yeah, you can play your songs more. But if it's like a destination club, it's a little harder to do that so quickly every hour on the hour, but every club is different. You know your club better than I do. Yeah, I mean, this statement, I've said it, no disrespect to you at all. I hate this statement because this is something that is just a part of our culture. If you don't know this thing, it should never have to be said. It should never have to be said. That's the whole point of a DJ. Reading the room and knowing your crowd and knowing your music. Also that. Okay. I came up in underground hip hop scene much stricter. Yeah, so did I. In the hip hop scene, you don't ever play a song. If it played at any point during that night, you don't play that ever again. Ever again. It could have been the apex of your set. Can't play it now. Pick something else. And that's just the way hip hop was. And if you did play the same song over again, the crowd would tell you, boo, we already heard this. Or they just stop and stand stare at you. Which is why it always used to bother me when DJs, and I'm not saying what the opening DJ played at 9:00, okay? Or 10:00. I'm not saying that. I don't care what you play between 9 and 10:30, even closer to 11. But at that 11:00 time period, when that 11 strikes, I'm listening to every single song the DJ is playing up until I get on. Because in my mind, anything played after at 11:00 on, I can't play until after 1. That's just the way I roll. But I got jacked up at an event once. I've said this story. It was recent, where the opening DJ played everything. And I got on, and then in my brain, I'm like, I can't play this. And it jacked up my set. I left the venue so bitter. And then I was talking to the nightclub manager. He's like, hey, your set was good. And I'm like, it was okay. The opening DJ played a lot of songs that I was going to play. And the manager said, and remember this, manager said, play him again. And I sat there and I looked at him like, are you out of your, okay. So that's what I do now. That's what I do. Oh, that's great. That's great. And especially if it's always, I always find it funny because I've done like gyms and, every hour there's a whole new crew. So you could technically play the same set over and over again, but I try to make it a point to not play any of the songs I played the time before. And also there's a reason for that. Depending on if the gym instructor has multiple hours, or if it's a completely new gym instructor with completely new people, then I might dip into the same stuff. But if like that gym instructor has like 3 hours of sets, I'm not playing anything that he's already heard in any of those 3 hours. So it just depends. But if there's people aren't the same people there, yeah, that was just for you, which is great. We all are. And then that's why. So, okay. So a lot of people have there's this joke about, yeah, the bartenders will know, but there's just joke about like, oh, did I just lose my frame of thought? Hold on. Oh, I forgot it. Anyway, private events, I don't repeat. Now, having said that, kids music, I repeat. I can't just play Fiend one time. They want to hear it 4 and 5 times. That's it. Oh, and I don't care about that. I don't care about that line. You should have been here then. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's literally, I mean, I've played marathon type shows. It's not hard to do. If you got enough music. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So the trick for me, the way of getting around it is if you're playing, let's say you're playing something, right? Or you're about to go on and the DJ before you has played some songs that you would have played. Okay. There's ways around it. You can get a remix of it, get a remix version, a faster version, whatever. You can play that one, within 45 minutes because it's technically a different song. So it just depends. All right. I'm always thinking of the workers that are there that we have to listen to. Yeah, I get it. I try to, because I know, I've heard that thing where anytime I go and DJ at a club that I don't normally DJ at, and like, let's say there's a resident there and maybe I'm replacing them for the night. I always have the bartenders coming up like, oh my God, you were so good. You played all the great music. I'm so tired of hearing the same stuff every single night. Now, it's very possible that if I did if I was a resident, the same thing would happen. I would play the same stuff every night, but you got to change it up. You got to have different versions, different ways of getting in and out of music. You can play the same music, just don't play it. They should know what song is coming next. That's the thing that bothers them the most. Not that they heard, a song, but that they're like, okay, here's, this song. Okay. And 5, 6, 7, and they don't want that. That's the issue, So, all right, let's see here. Yep, that makes sense. The rule, hey, you got to make your rules as you go. That's just the way it is. The rules are the rules. Radio stations used to play New York. Radio stations can do what they want because it doesn't matter. And if you're driving around, and I think the paradigm for radio stations needs to shift too, because at a certain point, radio stations were the only place to get the music from. So they had to play stuff multiple times, every hour on the hour because you couldn't get it anywhere else. But now, if it's on the radio, you can just go to your Apple Music or your Spotify and just pull the song. Anyway. There's so many people besides A-Rap Music too now. He's the one that everybody knows. Okay. You doing proms? I do proms. Actually, we have one in the Bay Area this weekend. The prom. All right, let's see here. Did I lose any questions? Neuralink, CT, thoughts on DJ aliases. Say you're open format DJ, but want to venture into a specific genre, but want to change your name so you're not associated with open format anymore, or keep the same name. I keep the same name because I think you can communicate that whatever you're playing is going to be a very specific genre or type of music. I think you can do that. I don't think you have to change your name for that, to be honest with you. But to each your own. If you're doing production, like music production, that type of stuff, I'm not opposed to having a different producer name for whatever group is in the new thing, because it's a whole new thing. Like I don't want to have like Cleveland Terry music and then like I have another group and they keep going to Cleveland Terry. Like, no. It's a whole different group. It's a whole different vibe. Bruno Mars is the king of that right now. He's teamed up with many people. So, all right, what do we got here? 335. Yeah, Lou in the building. What's going on? Especially if it's a banger. Because remember, look, everybody's different, but you can do something where you tease people. Okay. Like that's a way to do it. Like throw it in for a verse, or maybe only throw it in for a hook and then get out and then hold it and get on the mic being like, don't worry, it's coming back. Stick with me, and then bring it back like a half hour later. Keeps people on the floor. There's ways to do it. There's no hard, fast rules about how you DJ. You can DJ however you want, I've always thought it'd be really cool to do a mix, like a set with like your main song or your main one song gets cut up and applied throughout the entire set. Like, let's say it's like an hour set. Okay. I don't know if you do this for like 2 or 3 hour set, but like whatever song you started out with, like that's kind of like the theme of the night. And then you break it up and you keep pulling it back in, bringing verses into like another part of it and kind of keeping that. Anyway, I've always thought about that. Still trying to figure out. Donald Cannon says, what do you think about mixing subs, 12s with 15s and so on? I have a prom and I have 2 15s as well as 12s. Was thinking about either buy 2 more 15s or use the 12s, but they will be outshined. It's okay if they're outshined. The whole point of is the subs. First off, hopefully they're the same manufacturer, because you can get bass that is different and then it might cause some sort of phasing and frequency issues. But in general, let's say you got a 12 QSC and you got a 15 QSC. Yes, the 15 is going to take over, but your 12s are going to act more like mids now. So you're getting the fullness of you're getting the fullness of like your main system, and then you have your basically your bass fills. I don't have a problem with that at all, at all. I mean, people do this right now with column arrays. You know, they bring in their 12s, and then if they need to, they'll bring in an 18 or something like that that just sits on the side. It's been done already. I did a sound test where I plugged in the EV70s, and then I plugged in, or I might have done the EV90s, and I plugged in the two QSCs off the side, a QSC off to the side, because they have a sub out on the 15s and the 90s. Sounded good. Sounded really good. And the highs kept up. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. Your highs have to keep up with the amount of subs you're putting on there. You know, that's probably the only thing. I mean, I think, look, if Diplo can do any music he wants, and Skrillex can do any music they want, so can you. But you have to, if you come out being that versatile variety producer or DJ, then that's what people are going to expect from you. Doesn't mean it's open format. It just means you're eclectic. And that's why we go see this person, because you never know what you're going to get at this event. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You know, but it just takes training and training. Okay. The first company I DJ'd for, the guy who taught me played the first 2 hours, the exact same songs in the same order with the same mix at every wedding. That's frustrating. That is very frustrating, because that tells me a lot more about him than it tells me about the crowd. You're going to tell me that every crowd is exactly the same? I've told this story, not necessarily to you guys, but to clients. Because the client will always say, well, how can you make my party different than so-and-so's party? My party is the weekend after, or my party is 2 weeks after, blah, blah, blah. And I tell them this story. Okay. So one year, it was the end of the season. It was June. And we had 3 more weeks of parties. And on like the first week of June, we had one group, right? And packed, playing the music. They danced all night. They had a blast. Okay. Second week comes along, and it's the same crowd, just a different main client. But everybody, they're all friends. So they all came to this party. Same client. Here's the funny thing about that. First, I was like, oh, I know what they like. I know what they like. They like this stuff. And I started playing it. And they weren't reacting the same way they were acting 1 week before. So I changed it up. Then they were doing their thing. Third week, same thing, same crowd, but wanted to hear things differently. So I can't imagine if a DJ is playing the same set over and over again. I know it's a wedding. So with the wedding, you can reset it. Okay. Like the client for your wedding on Saturday has probably no relation to the client the following Saturday. So technically speaking, you can just play Party in a Box. But why? Why? Just DJ. You're okay. Next question. This is very, very true. Very true. Okay, let's see here. Rain Performer should be in the clubs now. Get them CDJ dinosaurs out of there. Oh, stop. You're such a troll, Mac. I would have a problem if Rain Performer was in there, but I wouldn't have a problem if a Ref 7 was in there. And I don't have a problem if the CDJs are in there. The only problem I ever have, I prefer CDJs with an S11. I don't like them when they're like with an A9 or a V10. I don't mind the mixers. They're great mixers. It just goes against the way I DJ, and it changes the way I DJ. So that's it. That's different. Any insight on if the Rain has new battle mixer on the way? NDA. I mean, the the problem, which I agree, Mojax put the video out, but if people actually used all their hardware and their software, you would know that Serato Studio is a great program. Period. If you're trying to do remixes and edits and new intros and stuff, Serato Studio is the most. And I'm not saying this, and it's interesting. I've been using DJ Studio in the back here. As a matter of fact, it's actually sitting on my computer right now. I've been using DJ Studio, but I also have been using Serato Studio to kind of understand the difference between the two. Not understand the difference, but just see if there's shared things. They both do things dramatically different. But I will say this. I'm going to do a review of DJ Studio. There's some things that DJ Studio does that just don't make any sense to me. Like, I actually scheduled a meeting with them because it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do this? The number one thing that bothers me right now about DJ Studio, one thing, and it's almost a deal breaker for me. Okay, why can't I edit or cut at the beat grid that I want to? Why is it only in bars, or you have to adjust the beat grid? Like, why can't I just go to the beat? This is the downbeat right here, and cut the file. Why can't I do that? Why can't I drag my file specifically to a point and have it snap properly? There's a finite limit to how many hashes will show up for snapping in DJ Studio. And it drives me nuts because I'm just like, no, I just want to move it right here. Just right here. Why won't it snap? Why do I have to keep the whole song on there in order for it to be lined up? Anyway, that's my one issue. So I have a meeting with them, and then when I talk to them, if there is no workaround for that, I'm going to tell them they need to add that in. They need to add that in because, to me, they're making. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of new software that comes out where it feels like there's not that there's limited experience DJing, but they DJ a certain way, and for whatever reason, they've built their program around that, and they can't even understand how other people DJ, if that makes sense. So I'm in this boat where I'm like, yeah, your stuff is cool and it's great, but like, there's so many extra clicks, or there's so many little things that if you just change this, it'd be great, you know? And Serato Studio has listened, so I'm hoping the DJ will listen to it, because it really is a good program if they can fix some of these things. So I'm still working with it. I've been a big fan of Serato Studio. Serato Studio, a couple of tweaks here and there, and they could honestly be just as good as DJ Studio. Just as good as DJ Studio. Just a couple of tweaks. And I do not love the mix page. I do not love the mix page so far, because why is it that I can't position the song where I kind of want to do it without having to go through all this extra stuff? I just want to drag it and put it here. What if I only want to mix one verse? But on the mix page, it's kind of limited, and I can't just drag and drop. It has to be stuck on the thing. That drives me nuts. That drives me nuts. So I'm hoping that when I talk to them and explain, it feels like, I don't know. It's like, you have to, if the mind of the DJ is like different, and I find that like European DJs and like, you know, people over there DJ differently and think differently than like American DJs, and like even like Canadian DJs. Like they think differently. And sometimes I'm like, did you guys do like an actual beta? Did you like send it out to people first before you did it? Did you do all these things? Because some of these things nobody said at one time during like your regular mix when you pull in all your files. Hey, what if I want to just move this here? Oh, I can't. Why not? Oh, you just don't want me to do that? Okay. Oh, if you want untethered and amazing, well, now you got to go to the mashup page. Okay, I'm on the mashup page. But then some of the cool features that are found in the mix page, you can't use. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I've been using it. But Serato Studio, a couple of tweaks here and there, could absolutely be the definitive one. And if Ableton could have put stems in their damn program by now, I would not have left to go to the MPC. I wouldn't have gone. If they would have just put stems in their stuff, I wouldn't need to go anywhere. That's it. You know? So there's a lot of programs that just kind of do their thing and they're like, this is how we do it. And I don't care what you have to say. But it's creating problems. Like literally, I took a song, I'm doing a mix, brought it in DJ Studio, did the mix, was getting frustrated. So I opened up Serato Studio and again, did the mix. Still some slightly frustrating things, but nowhere near the frustration. Like if I want to cut something, I'm going to cut it and move it. The cut, anyway. We could talk about this till we're blue in the face. MPCs have stems. Yes, they do. MPC has stems. They have a desktop software thing. Their MPCs have native plugins in there that allow you to use like your MPC. Like I have an MPC Live 2. You can use it with Ableton and treat it just like a standard thing. Like there's so many things, man. There's so many things. That's why I've looked at the MPC. I'm like, well, because I have a Push 2. And I just saw an ad because I know what's going on. The Push 2, they're doing like a buyback program. So I was like, oh, I wonder what they're paying. Because the Push 3 is not selling. It is not selling. And it's not selling because first off, I don't know why they do this. They're the only hardware company or software company that will sell you hardware that won't give you the software for free. And you guys know, Ableton is expensive if you're not going with light. Like if you're going with like the suite or something, it's expensive. So if I spend $2,000 on a Push 3, I sure as hell better get Ableton for free. But they're not doing that. So people are like, nope, I'm good. Even though the Push 3 it's a very cool program, but they're doing a buyback. You know how much they're giving you for a Push 2? $250. So the reason that they're doing this is because at the same time that Ableton was making theirs, MPC was coming out with their 3.0 firmware update software. And that MP3 software allows you to do everything within the box. Stems, music, record vocals, everything within the box. So why do I need to pull up Ableton all the time? That's all. Yeah. So no, thank you. Nothing wrong with the OG Push. Although I will say this, out of all the updates that made the Push better, it was the Push 2 that really changed everything because the Push 1 was made by actually Akai. And then when the Push 2 came out, they made it internally or whatever other source they used. And then they added a lot of functionality in which made it better. The Push 3 basically made it standalone. So you could do everything within the Push 3, which is a cool feature. But if you go standalone, it's heavy as hell. It's big and you can't take everything with you. You could only take Ableton sounds in there. You can't take anything else. You can bring in samples, but like if you have like, some plugins, you can't use them. So that's annoying. Anyway, Anyway, okay, let's see here. Thomas says the mashup DJ pool, English pool, now got integrated SoundCloud, best of genres, and Shazam. If you're not in mashing up your own song, lots of cool stuff to be found here. Okay, gotcha. I mean, yeah, there is. That's their basically the, I don't want to say the entry level, but that's the base is a non-standalone. So you still need the Ableton software on your computer to run it. That one's like $7.99, I think. Now the cool thing about it is you can still upgrade to the standalone if you want. You just pay for it. They'll send you the pieces. You open up the back, throw in the stuff, and then you're good. So that's cool. It's just too expensive. It's just too expensive. They got to a point where they realized that everybody was buying from them, and nobody buys retail. Nobody pays full price. I always wait for the sales to come, and then I upgrade. I haven't paid more than, I think, like $120, maybe $150, something like that, since I've had Ableton, because I always wait. Anyway, okay, what do we got here? It is, all right, we got 7 more minutes and then I'm out. CDJs shouldn't be industry standard. Stems is a thing now. I told that at NAMM. They looked at me like I had 8 heads. I'm sure stems are coming at a certain point. I'm sure they are. But you can't say CDJs shouldn't be industry standard. They're not making them industry standard. This is the request of the artist. Yeah, audio. We actually already talked about that. It's literally, that's how we got to the Ableton, because we were talking about Serato Studio. I love Serato Studio. Love Serato Studio. But then again, I just love anything that's going to make my job easier. And there's something to be said about programs that do just enough to make it easy for you, but then allow you to make changes. Like the biggest problem with Serato Studio when it first came out was you bring a file in, it automatically assigns the key and the BPM. You bring another song in, it adjusts that new song to the key, that the software key, and the BPM. Great. That's perfect. You know what you couldn't do? You couldn't just take from the left side and then crop down from left to right. You could go right to left, but you couldn't go left to right. It's just little things like that where you're like, why would you do that? They fixed it, but I was like, why would you do that? I need to be able to cut at any point. I mean, you could cut, but you could not crop. Everybody has their thing. Okay. All right. Let's see. Any more questions? Any more? Can I leave now? I can't wait to be done with May and to be done with all these parties. It's killing my flow. It's not just the parties that are killing my flow. The parties are one thing, and then family life is another thing. And my wife got sick a couple of weeks ago, and then I was on like dad duty for like 2 weeks straight, and I didn't have time to do anything. And then obviously I got to maintain my exercise and my fitness. I've just prioritized certain things over other things, and it's been better for me, obviously, health-wise, but just in general, you burn out a little bit. You burn out a little bit. You do. And anything you do, you can burn out. I burn out on doing like video walls. Like the last couple of weeks, I mean, I have a light installed this weekend. I got a video wall. No, light installed this weekend. I'm in Arizona the following weekend. I have a video wall on the 24th. I got a video wall on the 31st. I have a light install on the another light install on the 25th. These days are so long. They are so long. Like, especially for video walls, like I'm up and out of the house at, 9 o'clock to get to whatever the venue is at 10. And basically from 9 a.m. or 8:30, whenever I leave, we've been preloading the vans or the trucks. So we load it up on Friday night and it just sits there for the crew to come pick it up. But literally from 9 a.m. till 2, 3 in the morning, I'm working. And I don't mean just like, oh, I'm kind of working. Like I'm working the whole time. They're exhausting. They are exhausting. So I'm I'm looking forward to the break. I'm looking forward to the break because I can burn out, and I just as much as you can burn out just doing like, videos. And that's why I'm still going to do one right after this. But that's why even when things are spread out, if you just have a lot of stuff to do, it just sucks up your energy, sucks up your time. So, and like I said before, I would say, fine, I'll do my video now. But now I'm like, no, I'm going to go to the gym like I said I was, and then figure it out from there. So, because I have people right now that are like, hey, we want to sponsor you for this video, whatever, blah, blah. And I'm just like, do I even have time to do it? I don't want to stop this. I enjoy this, but I have to space it out a little bit, especially when it's hectic like it is. Our LED. Didn't tell you about I didn't tell you about my weekend. All right. I'll tell you about my weekend really, really quick. And then I'm going to go because what is it? 3:58. All right. So this weekend I had an event in the Bay Area. We were doing full lighting install and not half lighting install. And then, LED wall. They asked if we were going to do the LED floor. We didn't have it yet. It's actually supposed to be here, I think, tomorrow or next week. Anyway, so we kept going back and forth with the hotel because what people don't know that they need, and this is for anybody out there that's even considering getting an LED wall or something like that. When people don't know what they need, they get sticker shock. So when somebody calls me and is like, hey, we wanted to do an LED wall. We want it to be this size and this blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, it's this much money, right? They already have sticker shock from the cost of how much the LED wall is. Fine. But then it doesn't just stop right there. Okay. Because with an LED wall, you have power requirements. And that means that I typically need a drop. And depending on where you are, that drop might be $500. It might be $2,000. And you're kind of at the mercy of the venue. So when we booked the wall, the party planner comes a little closer to the date, and now she's setting up everything. And she's like, okay, what do you need? And I said, look, we're generating about, it was like 75 amps total, we need something around 100 amps just to be on the safe side. And they're like, well, we only have this 200 amp one or a 50 amp one. Okay. So I said, well, that's okay. I mean, I can make it work. I can go 4 into the drop, and then I'll do 2 just on some of your separate circuits around the room. I'll bring extension cords. And they're like, you know what? That's fine. We can make that work. Cool. Get there. We set everything up. The drop is sitting maybe 20 feet from us, which is so dumb. Like, put the drop in the middle. Why make us run extension cords when you can just run the whole thing? Anyway, so the drop is right there. And there are 4 circuits on the drop. But then on the main part, there's another 6 circuits. So we plug into the drop, and then we plug into the remaining, circuits. And everything was fine. All good. We got there. We were set up by 1 o'clock. All right. Party didn't start until 6 o'clock. So we were all set up, ready to go. Meanwhile, no LED floor yet. Floor is not there. Finally, at about 4 o'clock, 4:30, LED wall guys show up. Nice enough guys. Okay. And apparently they were like the video game guys, like everybody rents their video games through them. And they decided, oh, I'll do LED walls, LED floors. So it comes in. I'm like, oh, that's the floor we bought, the checkerboard one. Cool. Whatever. And so they said, okay, where are we plugging in? I said, well, how much power do you need? They said, oh, we need 1 dedicated circuit. I said, oh, okay, great. As a matter of fact, there's one on the drop right here. Plug it in. 20 amp circuit. Okay, cool. They plug it in. So I think they plug it in. Anyway, I run the processor and like my computer and my external monitor and the mixer and everything. I run that into a surge protector rack, and then I plug that right into the wall because there was nobody on the wall. Okay. Everybody was on the drop. So there shouldn't be an issue. Everything's fine. Cocktail starting up. You know, people are in the room or whatever. Everything's fine. Party starts up. They all come in. Music's blasting. Everything's good, right? 15 minutes into it, right before we're about to do grand entrance. Pew! Power goes out. Wall goes down. Sound goes down. Everything goes down. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Okay. I go back behind the wall. All the lights are on. Like, okay, what's going on? I'm like, oh, maybe the wall circuit went out. All right. We go to the wall circuit. Panel. Circuits are fine, right? Like, what the hell is happening here? And so I'm like, fine, I will just skip it and I'll just plug into, you know, the drop, whatever. So I grab my cords and I run it, get the power back on. Meanwhile, the LED floor hasn't come back on yet. So after we got it done and we got through the opening dance set, which is another, 15, 20 minutes, I go to look for where they're plugged in. They didn't plug into the drop. They plugged in to the wall. So their power requirements blew the wall, but it blew it so badly that I think it separated the actual circuit, the actual outlet. I think it separated it from in there because no matter what they could do, they couldn't bring the power back to the wall. And so I said to him, I said, why didn't you plug into the drop? When I walked over, I'm like, there's literally a plug right here. It's open. Nobody's using it. Why wouldn't you go into the drop? Oh, we didn't know we could. That's a lie because I told you could when you first got here. So anyway, fast forward. Dad is just like kind of annoyed the whole night. He's having a good time or whatever, kind of annoyed. And I I look at the floor and the floor is on, but it's white now. And if you look at the pictures on my Instagram, it was blue. That was the color it was supposed to be. They couldn't get the blue to come back. It just was not working properly. So they had to go white. We had the video montage happening and party planner's like, Mom wants the floor off for the video montage. And I said, look, the floor goes off. There's no guarantee that it can come back. And the guys were like nowhere to be found, the floor guys. And she's like, she doesn't care. She wants it on, off. Okay. I unplug them out of the box. And sure enough, after the video, we go to plug it in. One side's on, the other side's off. The guys are scrambling for the next 2 hours, are scrambling to try to get this thing going properly. They never got it right. I'm looking at them going, oh, they have to refund all of that money, all of it. Now, after it's done, Dad comes over. He's like, okay, so tell me what happened to the LED guy, to the floor guys, not to us. Tell me what happened. Oh, well, we plugged into the wall because, and it's like, why'd you plug into the wall? There's a drop right here. No, we couldn't use it. It was all being taken up. No, there was a space for you. We didn't know that. And I looked at him like, there was a port right there for you. You told me you needed one dedicated circuit. You didn't need to plug it into two different things. The problem was they plugged in to the wall and plug here and plug here. This was a shared circuit. So they were still only running off of the 15 amp circuit, but they needed like 20 amps and it blew the wall when you factored in our stuff in there too. So Dad was pissed. He was like, no, we're going to figure this out because I'm not paying for this. This is not what I paid for. So come to the end. And the problem is, I just want to warn everybody. Okay. And this is the God's honest truth. Doing production is not for the faint of heart. No, the floor panel controller was fine. They got it working after the party. They spent another like 40 minutes as we were breaking down the wall to bring it up. And then it was up. And they were like, see, it works. And they were trying to blame us. And I'm like, we have nothing to do with this. We have nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, not only did they not plug their one circuit, they said that's all they need. And even when we bought our floor, we asked the guy, I'm like, how many circuits does he need? Because one. They still did not. They split it up. They put one into the drop and then one into the other drop, which was only a 4. So they were sharing with us then. I'm smart enough to know that a wall, unless you're going full white, does not pull the ampage, does not pull the maximum rating of the panel. So let's say my panel is 3 amps, okay? Like all my panels are 2.8 amps, all right? So almost 3. On full white, even on full white, they only take up about 2.5 amps on full, maybe like 2.3. Okay. But if I don't run full white and I just run like, darker visuals, it's taken up like, honestly, like maybe an amp and a quarter, like 5 panels, which is normally like what I consider one circuit. It's a 15 amp, 5 panels. If I'm running darker content, it's like 7 amps, like easily 7 amps. So I know there's things that I can do to adjust for power issues. It wasn't about the circuit tester. There was a goddamn drop, Mac. The drop was for them. The drop was for them. The tester does not matter. It's irrelevant to what I'm talking about. All they had to do was plug in to the drop. The drop has dedicated circuits. The drops, every circuit is 20 amps. They're not blowing that. They are not blowing that. They just decided to just disregard everything that everybody said. So back to what I was saying. If you're going to do production, okay, it's not for the faint of heart. There's no middle ground with production. Like DJ, hey, I forgot to play the song. The song came in like, I mispronounced the name, whatever. All those things, you're not giving money back for. Your video montage doesn't work on the LED wall, and that could be the only thing that didn't work for whatever reason or sounds crappy. They're going to want all their money. That client's going to want all their money back. All of it. And here's the thing. All that production stuff is expensive. So you really got to know what you're doing, because who wants to give back, $4,000 to $8,000? Not me. Absolutely not me. So I make sure that we know our stuff from front to back. I also make sure we have the LED floor coming, and I'm sitting there going, why didn't they have their actual technical guy here? Why didn't they have the technical guy here? They had just random guy that didn't know how to do anything but hit the remote and try to turn it back on again. But that's it. The technical guy came at the end of the night, and then he got the floor working. That's the guy that should have been there the whole night. And these people that are selling these things are not thinking about the big picture, because everybody's just like, I just want to make money. Oh, it's just a floor. We just got to put it together. We hand the party planner the remote. We're done. No, you're not done. You're not done. That party planner only knows so much. Perfect example. 4 weeks ago, we did a wall. Somebody brought in the LED floor, which is why we ended up buying it. When I saw how easy it was to connect now, the newer ones. They put the floor in after the opening dance set. I guess they were bouncing so hard or whatever that it kind of separated. Okay. Half the floor was out. Nobody knew how to fix it because nobody was trained in it. The lighting guy, who's not the floor guy, had to go and troubleshoot the whole thing to get it to work. If I'm the client, I'm telling the vendor, you got to give me money back. Well, we got it to work. No, you didn't get it to work. Somebody else got it to work. You have to be prepared for all scenarios, and it drives me nuts. And the more we do it, the more I understand, the more production, the more I understand that, oh my God, this is there is no recovery for that kind of stuff. Like if you do a light install and all the lights, go out, you're to blame. You're the blame because you don't understand your power draws. You don't understand, the circuits that are in the building. You don't understand any of that stuff. That's it. You have to research it. So now, getting all the lingos and the draws and the, all that stuff, you need to know that stuff. And I do have draw meters now that I bought just so I can tell. That's how I found out how much power was coming out. And I will do the same thing for that LED floor. I'll put it on white and I'll plug it in and it'll tell me exactly what the draw is. And then I'll know where I can go and where I can't go. It's not rocket science, but you got to know your stuff. That's it. You gotta know your stuff. Yeah, this is true, Mac. Absolutely true. Yeah. Something always goes wrong. But here's the thing. Now, again, This is the funny thing about the whole story. Okay. The end of the story. So my partner's like, I wonder are they pissed about the wall going out, whatever. I'm like, it had nothing to do with us. We were plugged in correctly. It was the lighting, the LED guy. So, and when the power went out, I'm the one, my MC just kept doing his thing. And I'm like, I just need to get everything up. At least need to get the sound up, and I'm troubleshooting everything. And they're kind of getting everybody going. And then finally, we get it back up. I get it back up finally. Later in the evening, my partner's talking to the client. And the client's like, so, is everything, she's talking to mom, is everything fine? She goes, no, it's fine. She goes, I'm a little annoyed that the power went out and everything. And she's like, and my partner's like, yeah, I know. She's like, oh, no, I'm not mad at you. I saw Terry. I saw him running around trying to figure it out. And I didn't see one floor guy move an inch. So I know it wasn't you guys. So anyway. They watch. What is our draw meter? It is, I have a picture of it. I don't know if it's going to show up though. Forget what it's called. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. It's a blue box, and it's got a extension out of it, so you can plug it into any wall source, and then you plug the other one, directly in. And then I have my normal meter guys, which you actually plug in to, to see. I don't really have to use that one too much. Anyway, no, we did get paid, but it's never about mistakes are one thing, but it's how you fix them that is really important to a client. You know what I'm saying? Things happen, it's power requirements. I mean, sometimes power does go out, and we always warn people, hey, these things take a lot of power, and you never know. But like we had one at a house over Christmas, and she was like, we're going to use our house. I said, are you going to get a generator? And she's like, nope, we'll just use whatever's in our house. And trial and error and everything. And it went out a couple of times, but they knew what they were getting into. Anyway. Yeah. Well, we are the face of the party, no matter what. So all we can do is do our best and have information. Like I haven't gotten a single phone call or an email from the client, saying, hey, blah, blah, blah. Cause the one time we made a mistake was, it was our third or fourth wall. The guys got there later than they should have. Then we ran into some issues building the wall because where they placed us, there was a beam, so we couldn't go as high. So then we had to adjust that. And then they told us that the cocktail hour was not in the main room, but it was. So that screwed us up. And then we had to shift everything. That's when my computer took a shit, my first computer. So I had to program everything with the backup computer and got it done within like 5 minutes of like the actual party starting, not cocktail, but the party itself. And we gave money back. We gave like $2,000 back. Now, did we need to? Not necessarily, but if somebody's giving you $8,000 to put up a screen and something goes wrong, the proportions are higher now. Like if you're DJing and you're like, oh, so-and-so, you didn't bring the cryo. And you're like, okay, well, I charged you $300 for the cryo. I will refund you $300 for the cryo. It's not like, well, you didn't bring the cryo and it ruined my night. So not only do you give me $300, but now I want $1,500 just for, my state of mind. I don't know if the floor guy returned money. My assumption is the floor guy is absolutely going to return money. He's probably going to have to give it all back. Maybe less his install. So maybe like $1,000 sticks with him. But that other, I think he charged $4,000 for that floor. The other $3,000 is absolutely going back to the client. And if it doesn't go back to the client, He'll never book that floor again. He'll never, because when it happened to us and we gave money back, what we did was change everything that we started with. That's when we started preloading on Friday night. So when the crew gets there at 8 o'clock in the morning, they're at the venue by 9 o'clock, 9:30. All the equipment is in the actual room by like 11. And then they build the wall. It takes 2 hours to build everything from scratch. Okay. So that means by 1 o'clock, 1:30, I'm just messing with visuals, keeping everything perfect and pristine and all that stuff. And then we're done. For 2 hours or so, we wait. That's why my days are so long. I can't go home. So I just end up just sitting there. I typically at the 1 o'clock mark, whatever, I order food for the crew. And then we eat. And then by that time, usually it's around 3:30, people want to start coming in. The main crew gets here at 4 o'clock when everything's done, but that's it. And we just sit around. But the bottom line here is that you got to treat every event like it's your last event. Always. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When I gave the money back, I was like, okay, I know what to do now. So we changed a lot of things in the way we run it, because again, it's not the mistake. It's what you do to fix it. And then the same party planners booked us for walls on different parties, on other parties. So the next time they were like, okay, make sure, you don't have to say anything. The crew will arrive there by 10 a.m. Everything will be set up by 1. They didn't have a drop. So we had to run power around. We had 100-foot extension cords running them through the whole entire building. But, we got it done. And then they were there. The party planners were there because they were friends of the family. And after that, they were like, no more questions. You did what you were supposed to do. You know what I mean? You made a mistake. You fixed it. You moved on. You created new procedures to not make the same mistake. Problem solved. So that's it. Very simple. But a lot of people want the easy way. Oh, I just want to make it easy for me, or like I have people that sell video walls with no VJs. Why are you selling a video wall with no DJ, with no VJ? And the worst part is when I walk into a place and then they tell my DJ, hey, so here's the HDMI, you're going to run content. No, the fuck I'm not. Nobody told me I'm running content and I have to charge you for that. And no, I'm not doing that. No, that's you. It's not our responsibility. So we just make it mandatory. Stop doing stuff that is going to make the client have to do more work or not know what they're getting. Just make it mandatory. Don't not do something because you think it's going to be cheaper. Okay? Oh, my buy-in is cheaper, so I'll get more people asking about the product because look how cheap it is. You're $1,000 cheaper than everybody else. Well, yeah, you're $1,000 cheaper because you don't have a VJ. So it's going to be cheaper. You get what I'm saying? So we don't mess around with that. We're like, this is the price. It includes all of it. Now, if you want to go, I have my own VJ, that's a different story. Fine. We'll remove it from ours and you can do yours. But I don't care. But in general, we're the ones responsible for it. Nobody sees an LED wall and says, oh, who's that person over there making all the content? They're not saying that. They're just saying, oh, Check One Tube did the video wall. So treat it like it's yours. That's it. All right, y'all. I got to run. I have a meeting coming up in 10 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have a great weekend. Like I said, I have a light install plus some DJing this weekend. I have 9 more parties, plus 2 tomorrow and 1 on Sunday. It's just a lot. I'm trying to get stuff done. The next video will be the Phoenix video, the Phoenix microphone video, which will happen. I'm just going to shoot it today. They were like, you got to send us the thing. I'm just going to shoot it. I don't care. I'll take the pain afterwards. And then, it's either going to be the Evolve 50 video or the DJ Studio, video. It's going to be either DJ Studio, DJ Pro. It's going to be one of 2 of those. Not sure which one yet. Whichever my energy says go to. But that's about it. That's about it. I'm not bringing my wife on. Thank you guys for all hanging out today for the afternoon show. I appreciate you guys. Next week we should be back to our normally scheduled time. And hey, everybody out there, have great parties. I was going to talk about the Everse 8s, but you guys know how good they are. Anyway, have great parties, and I will see you guys next week. And of course, the videos are here. Share the podcast. Let everybody know this is a great show. Let everybody know that. Got to run, y'all. See you soon. Peace out.